part of the game. If you change the way you play after an injury mentally, it's not something you're supposed to do. And just don't think about it. I mean, it's an injury. It's part of the game.
They, the last 2 years between you and then Sean the year before, they've proven they're a pretty physical team. Do they get maybe the credit they deserve for being that physical? People go, oh, spread offense.
Yeah, I don't know if they get much credit overall as a team for what they've done in the Big Ten. You just don't hear a lot about them, and they play very good football. I mean, it's proven. They've showed it. They've beaten good teams. So, they're definitely a physical team. They hit very hard, and that's how they play. They play physical, and they can do that because they understand what their schemes are. They play discipline. They know where they have to be, and when you play with that kind of confidence, you can go out there and play physical because you're playing, just playing the game. You're reacting. You're not thinking out there.
Statistically, it kind of jumps out a little bit. Maybe their pass defense is giving up a lot of yards. Does that affect anything your mindset of a game?
No. I mean, you don't expect anything. You go out there. You've watched the film, and then you go out there and read it. And if the plays present themselves, then you go ahead and you make the throws. And you don't expect to have a certain amount of passing yards each game, depending on what a team gave up. That's just that's not the right way to think about it. Those things don't really mean anything. I know their stats, and they've piled up over the weeks. And but at the same time, you just have to be disciplined with your reads and execution, and that's the best way to move the offense down the field.
What does Northwestern like to do on defense?
I'd say they're very similar to Indiana's style a little bit with how they're a cover 4 team, so it's the way they play it, they can do some of the same things. They're gonna blitz with their backers, try to get pressure on rundowns to throw your line off with their it's a team like us who runs the zone and stuff like that, and cover 4 isn't the easiest thing to throw against at times, so they can do different things with that. So we have to be very aware of what they can do from the secondary standpoint, and then be aware of the pressure that they can bring.
Did you notice anything from the Indiana film that you can use this week that maybe got away from you, or you weren't able to?
I mean, the Indiana film is the Indiana film. You watch that and you correct it, and then you move on. So you don't try to if you had a mistake in that game, you obviously don't want to repeat it this week. But Northwestern's a different. I mean, while they're same cover 4, you still got to treat it as a different team, and just go ahead and prepare for that team, and worry about what they do, because there are different wrinkles.
How about the fade Saturday? It was that just a blip? Were you just trying to be more conservative on those?
I don't know. I mean, I just didn't hit the passes for whatever reason. They went too far, and you got to move on. That's part of football.